Hello everyone, welcome back. In this episode, we discuss the migration situation near Ceuta. People are arriving at the border from all angles, over the wall, along the shore, and even through the water. Throughout this, our friend Tom keeps asking one key question.
If you saw this scene for the first time, you might feel like you've stumbled into a horror movie.
Professor, is there another virus?
No, the scene from the movie is similar, but it's not what you think.
非常に重要な区別です。
Are you sure? I am a bit scared.
Quite sure.
Another lockdown?
Nope.
Mandatory vaccine?
日本では、この気持ちを表す言葉があります。
Which word?
家にいればよかった。
Tom, please stop trying to treat geography as if it were a medical emergency.
He has been preparing for another pandemic since then.
I have hand sanitizer.
You have enough hand sanitizer to disinfect a small airport.
People are moving toward the border.
It looks exactly like the beginning of World War Z.
No, the scene from the movie is similar, but it's not what you think.
なぜこんなことが起きているのか、興味があります。
These are just human beings who are migrating. They are not infected zombies.
That's exactly the kind of thing someone would say, just before the zombies show up.
Tom, please stop watching disaster movies always.
I actually do have an emergency backpack.
Of course you do.
今のところは大丈夫だと思います。
The human brain likes to spot patterns. If you see a big crowd rushing, you might think, this is dangerous. If people are swimming toward a border, you might think, something bad is going on. But often, the truth is simpler. They just want to reach a place they think will be better for them. Well, and like zombies, migrants don't arrive with the intention of harming or infecting anyone. And they certainly aren't stumbling around aimlessly. They have their eyes on the prize, not brains, but better opportunities. And let's be honest, if anyone thinks they can easily take advantage of a migrant, they should think again. Migrants are the ultimate survival experts.
It's a bit comforting, but the people who live there seem really anxious.
That's true. It's good to feel reassured, but I can understand why they might be nervous.
They might be worried due to concerns about safety, recent events, or changes in their environment. It's natural for people to feel uneasy when they perceive potential threats or uncertainties.
共感できるし、理解できます。
Today, we're not here to treat people like characters in a disaster movie. Instead, let's focus on a simpler question. Why are people making this journey? Imagine hearing about a place with jobs, safety, free education, healthcare, or just a fresh start. When your current situation feels hopeless, even a tough journey can seem like a way out.
In this path, most people believe life on the other side of the border will give them a better future.
The journey can include hope, necessity, family, opportunity, and the belief that another place offers a better life.
Exactly.
Why would someone risk a dangerous journey if they're not sure what will happen when they get there?
That's an important question. When someone firmly believes the other side offers a better future, the obstacles in between may seem smaller than they are.
So, the border becomes the obstacle.
Yes.
And the sea becomes
a terrible swimming pool.
No lifeguard here?
No.
The journey may be tough, but hope can outweigh fear.
Exactly.
危ないです。
Information travels quickly, especially when it's on a smartphone. What's interesting is that before a journey, people often hear stories from friends, family, social media, videos, messages, or even strangers. One person might say, you can get in easily and feel welcome right away. Another might say, Europe offers you everything. Suddenly, a complex situation turns into a simple message.
Do people receive information that sounds much better than the truth they eventually discover?
Yes.
希望を探しているんですね。
Certainly. And that's exactly the issue. Reality seldom has a marketing department.
So information can sometimes be incomplete, exaggerated, misunderstood, or simply wrong.
Correct. When someone is desperate for a better future, good news can seem especially convincing.
If somebody told me there was unlimited pizza on the other side, I would swim.
You would swim for pizza anyway.
Tom, that is not a useful migration policy.
ピザなら行きます。
Excellent. Now we have created a Japanese-Spanish pizza migration crisis. The challenging part is that what we expect and what actually happens can be very different. Someone might think, I can find a job and feel safe, or I can send money home, or I can create a better future. But the reality is often much more complex. Arriving in a new place isn't the same as starting a new life. The process can involve legal steps, waiting, and uncertainty. Challenges may include finding housing and jobs and navigating rules you didn't fully understand before the journey began. That's why having accurate information is crucial. A life-changing decision should be based on more than just an exciting message on a phone.
So maybe, don't plan your entire future because someone typed, "Trust me bro."
Tom, my friend, that is surprisingly good advice.
For once, I find myself agreeing with him. Perhaps the first question shouldn't be, what's wrong with these people? Maybe it should be, what happened that made them believe this journey was worth taking?
That is indeed a question worth considering. Understanding does not require us to agree with every decision. It simply requires us to see people as human beings before twisting them into a story.
We shouldn't act like only one group has feelings. The newcomers have their worries and hopes, but the local community also has valid concerns about safety, resources, and the impact of such a sudden change on daily life.
Please record this moment.
So, everyone, let's put all the pieces together. When we see images of people crossing to Ceuta, they can seem dramatic, leading us to think something awful is happening. Tom, however, takes it a step further and thinks, alert, new virus.
I was being cautious.
You were being cinematic. In situations like this, we need to think about both sides. For new arrivals, there's fear, tiredness, hope, and doubt as they look for a better life. On the other hand, for the people living in Ceuta, seeing so many newcomers can be scary and confusing. They might ask, what is going on? Is my town ready? Can our services manage this? What will happen next? And understand the concerns of local residents while still seeing migrants as human beings. Both perspectives are valid and cannot coexist. Some people come looking for new beginnings, while others feel their familiar world has changed. Both emotions are valid and shouldn't be criticized or politicized. We shouldn't treat anyone's experience as if it's part of a disaster movie.
So, no zombies for today?
No zombies.
No virus either?
No virus. Just because people are crossing.
No emergency containment?
Tom, not from this scene.
What about my emergency backpack?
Alright, Tom, you can keep it for yourself.
I knew you would understand me.
Nobody understands you, my friend.
安全第一。
Right. Migration involves not only those who arrive, but also those who welcome them. It's a complex interplay of expectations and concerns, highlighting issues of safety, resources, and dignity. Rather than placing blame, we should focus on asking questions, verifying information, and acknowledging the real people behind the headlines.
理解することから始めましょ
Yes, before we judge the journey, we should understand why it happened. Similarly, before judging those who welcome the arrivals, we must consider their experiences. This is where a meaningful conversation starts. Thank you for being with us. Before you leave, here's a question for you. If a large number of new people moved into your community, what would you want to understand first? Why they came or the concerns of the current residents? We'd love to hear your thoughts. And you, my dear friend Tom.
Yes?
Please, stop checking for zombies. Take care of yourselves, everyone.
Until then, take care wherever you are. Move gently and wear your smile like a quiet light, just enough to lift the others you meet along the way. See you soon. Bye.